getting tons of page likes on your Facebook page and getting a bunch of page views on your website, that's really important, right? Wrong. It's not important really, and it's a vanity metric. And I'm going to explain the difference between vanity metrics and actionable metrics right now. So there's a big difference between going into your ads manager and seeing, or maybe your Facebook Insights area, and seeing a spike in the people that are liking your page, or you go to Google Analytics and you see there's maybe a spike in your page views on your website. I consider those kinds of things false positives, and if those are KPIs that you're being measured on that go into affecting maybe your quarterly or biannual or annual bonus, then those KPIs are not really good to be judged off of, and whoever's judging you on those more than likely doesn't know what the hell they're doing. Because if you're being measured off of like page views, for example, well, okay, you could be getting a shitload of page views because you have a beat to shit website and it is not well designed. There's menus all over the place, and people have to click a jillion times just to get to checkout, versus a simplistic checkout transaction on a website that flows really smoothly, and maybe it has like 3 clicks. So if you're being judged on like page views in that kind of a situation, then yeah, you might knock it out of the park, and your boss could say, hey, great job, you got 25% more page views this year, but our revenue's down 50% more because we're tracking all the incorrect KPIs that we shouldn't be tracking. Or if you're being tracked or measured off of getting Facebook page likes, I mean, yeah, there was back in a day when page likes were important, and you could get cheap likes for a penny, and that would actually grow your brand, your company, and people made millions of dollars by getting a ton of likes on their pages, and in turn being able to push that traffic to other pages or assets that generate them profits. But those days are pretty far behind us, and getting page likes is really just a vanity metric. I don't see too much really benefit of it, other than just saying, hey, we've got this many likes. And it does legitimize brands to an extent if you have a certain amount of likes, a certain amount of followers. I mean, it does, don't get me wrong, it is kind of like this invisible trust badge that if you have that, then that's great. But that's not necessarily a selling point, and in the end, it doesn't really do too much for your brand, especially when Facebook is just slowly choking out your organic reach. I have to feel like it's less than 1% of your total page likes. So if you've got a page of 1,000 likes, then only 1% is going to see that. So you have a audience of 10 people that are viewing your post that you put out there. So you need to be tracking the metrics that are actionable, the metrics that count, the metrics that are going to generate you revenue, generate customers. Quit paying attention to these stupid metrics that don't do anything for your brand, your company, and your revenue. So going into Google Analytics and looking at stuff such as your customer lifetime value, checking out your average order value that customers make, where they come from when they're making these large orders. I mean, those are metrics that you can look at and you can analyze, and you can kind of figure out, how do you get these higher? And those will actually start to bring you more revenue and more customers, and they're really good KPIs to not only be judged off of, but follow and track, because they affect your bottom line so heavily. And then checking out your channels of where your traffic's coming from, whether it's social, email, which email, when. I mean, those are more so actionable insights that you can much better measure off of in comparison to some of the other vanity metrics that are out there. Don't track some of those other stupid metrics like page visits, time on a page, amount of visitors. I mean, those are just stupid metrics to track, and they don't really tell you too much. Some of the more actionable metrics are maybe opt-ins from a newsletter, where your customers are actually coming from. The whole point of having a website is to convert people and to get business and to generate business in some sort of facet. Are you warming up the traffic that you're sending to your website, or are you closing the traffic that you're sending to your website? If your goal is to warm traffic up, then you need to be determining, how am I warming these people up? Am I getting these people more informed, or am I giving them more information? Then in that case, you might want to go for time spent on website. I personally wouldn't, but it just depends on what you're really going for with your website. So if you're going to be trying to convert people on your website, time spent on the website really doesn't mean shit. What you care about is the people that are purchasing, where they came from, what they did on the website, how much they're ordering, and how you can get them back to either check out and finish their order, or get them to add on to their order, or get them to be a return customer. And you figure a lot of that out from pouring through these data points that are the more actionable metrics, and the ones that count the most in terms of generating your revenue and improving your bottom line. So that's all I've got on that. I won't go any more into it. If you've got any specific questions, you can either comment or you can message, and I might be able to help point you into a direction if I know of what your industry is, or your funnel, whatever it is you're doing. But appreciate y'all watching, and hopefully this video helped you guys out some.